Hello and welcome to my training Zoom room. I want to take you through using dates inside your pivot table. Let's start with using them as a summary first. I have a large data set here in my file called kangaroo rats. I'd like to see the very first time and the very last time each rat was checked on. So in my data set, I'm going to say insert pivot table, and I'm putting this pivot table here in cell G10. When I click OK, I want to see each rat. I want to be careful with the dates here. What I want to do is summarize. I'm not going to click the checkbox. I'm actually going to take the date and bring it down here into the values. And just like putting a text field in here with the dates, it counts them. And I see that each rat was checked on 29 times within my data set, which is great. What I wanted, though, was the very first date that each rat was checked on. Now, to understand that, you need to understand how dates actually work inside Microsoft Excel. So today happens to be June 16, 2021. Control semicolon actually gives me the current date. And if I take this and I fill it backwards or I fill it forwards, Microsoft Excel is very clever and it fills them in for me. This one here is my today. Now, if I take a date and I lose its format, I just copied and pasted that over, it turns into these numbers, right? Now, in case you're curious, this means that today, June 16th, 2021, is 44,363 days since January 1st, 1900. Because according to Microsoft, that's when time began. All right, January 1st, 1900, here in Microsoft Excel, moving forward one day at a time. It's a little different on the Mac. We're playing in Windows. So here are the dates that as we know them, and here are the dates as Microsoft Excel knows them. Now, if you asked me if I could meet with you, and I said, these are the 5 days I'm available, and you wanted to meet with me as soon as possible, you would pick June 14th, which is the smallest, the minimum number. If you wanted to wait as long as possible to get your thoughts together, get your notes, talk to your teammates, you would pick this one, which is the biggest date, the one furthest away. Okay, so I'm talking about the minimum and maximum values of a date. So here in my pivot table, if I want to see the first date each rat was checked on, I would not count them. I would find the minimum. So in the pivot table field list, clicking on count of date, coming down to value field settings, I want the minimum date. When I click OK, it just turns it into these 43,000 numbers. I need this to be formatted that way. So value field settings, number format, date, and you can pick any one of these. If you've got a touch of OCD like I do and you want them all to line up, you might decide to use this one here with the 0, so it fills in the 2 digits, but it doesn't matter which one. When I click OK, instead of min of date, I'm going to call it first date and click OK. Cool. Let's compare it to the last date. I'm going to bring down the date again, the value field settings, and I'm going to tell it to look for the maximum or the last date. And don't forget to change the number format, date. Try to stick with the same formatting so that it's consistent. Okay, and okay, and okay. Ha. So now I see the very first date and the very last date that each rat was checked on. And again, if I wanted to see how many times they were checked on, I could bring down date again. But again, the good rule of thumb to play with is whatever you put as the row label, if you're going to count them, use the same value. So I'm going to bring down K-rat and put them here in my values. Notice again, it's still 29, but I'm going to change this to be the number of days, or the number of visits would probably be more accurate. Beautiful, exactly what I wanted. So I can summarize by my dates as a value to find the first, to find the last, to find how many, just by bringing them in and changing the value field settings to be the way you want them to.